We have to go live on YouTube.
Gotcha.
Izzy, are you going to record the meeting too?
No, just YouTube.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, so the verification for the agenda posting, the agenda for the youth committee meeting of the city of Hollister of April 15, 2021 was posted on the bulletin board on April 12th, 2021 at 4:28 p.m. per government code section 54954.2.
Awesome. Okay. Will anybody lead the pledge, please? Have to shout it out.
Heidi, you're probably gonna have to assign that person to somebody.
Okay. Okay. Eden, would you be so kind to lead the pledge, please?
Sure. What do I say? Oh, okay.
Just say ready, salute.
All right. And salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Eden. And we're going to move on to roll call. And do I lead that or does Miss?
Daisy should be doing that for you.
Okay, cool.
Vice Chair Andrade,
Present.
Committee Member Dialba. Committee Member Johnson Alexander. He show absent. Committee Member Wilbert Kate is absent. And Committee Member Wilbur Shane. So the record will show them absent.
Okay, cool. And now we're going to move on to communications from the public on items not listed on the agenda. So I'm sure that means that if there's anyone in the public that would like to speak, please speak now.
Daisy, is there anybody in the audience?
No, seems like we have no one from the public.
Great. Okay. We're going to move on to consent. So we're going to approve the meeting minutes of March 18th. And Daisy sent that to all of us. So if you could bring that up, please.
Hi, I'm sorry. Shane is coming. I sent him the wrong link. So
do I continue leading or does Kate take over?
Kate takes over now.
Okay.
Thank you.
Heidi, you did a good job up to that.
Yeah, thank you.
1 minute. I'm so sorry. Where's the info for this meeting?
Daisy, you just want to put that Kate showed up at 6:06.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I just came off of a shift and then I was in the wrong reading room. All right, so where are we in the meeting minutes?
Yeah. So you just want to ask if do you have a motion to accept the consent agenda?
Motion to accept the agenda?
Wait, can I, because I saw a few typos on the minutes. Can I just,
Yep.
Okay. So on item 2 in new business, I'm pretty sure it's supposed to say, so it says, right now it says a motion was made by committee member Johnson Robinson to nominate committee Wilbur and Madam Chair. I think it's supposed to say to nominate committee member Wilbur as Madam Chair, but correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, we can if we can make a motion to approve the minutes with the changes.
All right, is that the only change that anybody sees that needs to be made? Or I figured it's better if we approve them all at once, right?
What?
Anything else?
Does anybody want to make a motion to accept them with the changes?
I move to approve the meeting minutes with the changes.
I will second.
Okay.
Motion approved.
Oh, no, you would ask for a vote.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can I get a vote?
I'll do the roll call vote.
Yes, please.
So Vice Chair Andrade,
Yes.
Committee Member Dialba,
Yes.
Committee Member Johnson,
Yes.
and Madam Chair Wilbur.
Yes. All right. So where's the, my gosh. All right, so I'd like to move to new business and begin with our guest speaker, committee member Rick Perez from District 1.
Daisy, do you know if he's showing up?
I have not confirmed or received any cancellation.
Okay, I'm gonna go on mute and give him a call and see if he was planning on. Can we go ahead and I would request that you go on to item number 2, and then I will try to get him on.
Okay, so let's move on to item number 2, which is the general plan update from the planning department. Do we have a speaker?
Yes, we have Eva Kelly and Amber Cameron from the planning department. I'll go ahead and let them continue.
Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having us. My name is Eva Kelly. Thank you, Daisy, for the introduction, and my colleague Amber Cameron. We are the associate planners with the City of Hollister Planning Department, and we wanted to come speak with you guys tonight to talk about our general plan update that we're doing, and talk about the general plan and what it is, and how you guys can get involved with everyone that you know, your friends, your family, any other groups that you're a part of. And it's a really important document for our community, and we'd love to get as much involvement from everyone as possible. So I'll go ahead and share my screen. I have a presentation for you. All right, is that working for everyone? Oh. Is this looking like a normal presentation for everyone, or is it looking like
That's working.
a presenter version? Okay, cool. So as mentioned, we'd like to talk to you tonight about our Hollister general plan update through the year 2040. And just like to start with some general kind of overview of what the general plan is. So a general plan is kind of the blueprint for growth and development throughout the city, and all cities and counties and jurisdictions in the state of California are required to have a general plan. And so the city's current general plan is from 2005 to 2023. And so we are in the middle of an update to extend the general plan and create new policies through 2040. And so this establishes the vision and goals and policies and actions that support that vision for the years of the general plan. And it provides direction for future development and future policies that the city council and your city staff will make. And it balances growth and conservation of open space and agriculture and the qualities of life. So it's not just planning like development, but it's also planning for, you know, are we going to support this type of business to come into our community, or all kinds of things that the city does. This document guides everything. And the general plan has what we call elements, which are essentially chapters. And the state requires certain chapters, and then cities can also add custom chapters or additional chapters that are important to their community. And so the required chapters that we have are land use and community design, circulation, housing, natural resources and conservation, open space and agriculture, and health and safety, which includes a noise element. And then Hollister also has a community services and facilities element. And then as part of this new update through 2040, we are adding an arts and cultures element. where we'll talk about arts and culture and incorporating those things into the future of the community. And we're also going to have an economic development element in our general plan. And some of the goals of the general plan are to engage a broad spectrum of the community. So that's part of why we were here tonight, to get our youth leaders involved in the general plan as well. And again, establish the vision for Hollister for the next 20 years into 2040. And some of the things that are goals that we hear all the time from the community is to maintain the small town characters and our agricultural heritage in this community, and manage growth consistent with the goals of the community and what you guys tell us that you want to see. And we want to ensure that we have high quality development and economic development in the city, and as well as updating our general plan to respond to all the changes in state laws and guidelines for general plans that have happened since 2005, when this was last updated. We have a consultant, PlaceWorks, who is one of the leading consultants in the state and is actually working with the state on a bunch of general plans and general plan rules and policies. And they are our consultant that we've hired. And along with the general plan update, there are a few more projects that they're working on us with. SB 743 is it's a new state law requiring vehicle miles traveled to be a standard. So instead of looking at level of service for traffic, for example, so seeing how long things take at intersections, the state has switched over to studying kind of commute times, so vehicle miles traveled. So the PlaceWorks is helping us update and get into code with that and have an implementation plan for moving forward with that new state law. We're also doing a climate action plan and hazard mitigation plan to address future climate change goals and policies for the city. And then alongside the general plan update, there's an environmental impact report component, which addresses all of the potential environmental impacts of implementing the general plan update. And PlaceWorks is also going to do a municipal services review for us, which will tell us how we're going to annex future lands and coordinate with the county for doing those types of things. The general plan covers what we call the planning area, and that is going to be the largest area you see in purple dashed lines. So it's much bigger than the city limits or even, Ridgemark and the nearby county developments. And then the smaller line inside of that is the sphere of influence, which is the orange dashed line. So it's actually two inside. And then we have what we call an urban services area, where the city can provide wastewater and water services. And that is the red line that you see. And then the city limit is the smallest line inside of that, which is the black line. And so the planning area is what the whole general plan will discuss and how we are going to plan this entire planning area, whether it will be ag or development or commercial or any of those types of things. We're looking at this entire area as part of this document. The general plan is covering some of the few main issues among many things, but a big one is growth management, so housing development, as well as circulation and traffic, and then economic development, so commercial and industrial business growth, and then also creating community identity and maintaining high quality designs in all of our future growth. One of the main reasons that we want to be here tonight is to talk to you guys about opportunities for public involvement. We have hosted several workshops and events so far, and there are going to be about 8 in total. We had some visioning workshops back in the fall of last year. And then we had a few public workshops. We're currently in a policy options phase, which I'll talk about in just a little bit. But there'll be more workshops and events and public meetings. We also have a website, hollister2040.org, which I have a slide on for you. And we've been posting online activities for the public, like surveys or questionnaires and things like that. Or we had a word type of word cloud going on during our visioning back in the fall. And then we also have more public formal meetings with the GPAC, the General Plan Advisory Committee. as well as planning commission meetings and city council meetings to have public hearings and then get direction from those bodies. Right now, because of COVID, we've been doing everything virtually, but as soon as we are able to, we'd like to go back and have some in-person public workshops and in-person meetings for the public as well. So as I mentioned, we have a website for the general plan update, and we would encourage you guys all to go to this website. This is where we post things like our current activity as a policy options survey, where people can provide comments on policy topics such as traffic and housing growth and arts and culture and economic development. There's a lot of information on this website, and that's hollister2040.org. And you can also sign up for our email mailing list and get updates on meetings and workshops and other events that we're doing for the general plan update. We also have social media accounts that you guys can follow. We're at Hollister General Plan on Instagram, and we're the Hollister General Plan Update on Facebook. So we post about meetings and things that are new on the website at our social media as well. This is kind of the overview schedule for the general plan. So it's about a 2-year process. And right now we're kind of at this third step where we're evaluating different policies. There's about 24 different policy topics with several questions and policy options in each. So it's a lot of information, but we're looking at policy options and design alternatives in the spring of 2021. And then we're going to be going to the Planning Commission and and the City Council with these policy options. And then after we go to get through kind of the Planning Commission and get the direction, we'll be moving on and drafting the general plan through the spring, summer, and fall of this year. And in the fall, we should have a draft document for review by the public. So we'll be working on the environmental report alongside this draft. And so everything will kind of keep going through this summer. As I mentioned, one of the first things we did was have a visioning workshops with the community, and the draft values that we have that we heard from the community were equity, diversity, innovation, and sustainability. So that's what the community was telling us that this community focuses on, and these are kind of going to govern the whole theme of the general plan, and all of the goals and policies that we come up with to guide us through 2040 are going to be encircling these 4 big ideas of keeping the values of our community. One of the things that Placeworks created for us was a draft vision statement. A lot of general plans have kind of a 1-page document that summarizes the vision super simply and broadly of the entire general plan. And this is the entire vision statement. So I'm not going to read it for you, but it talks about keeping our small town characteristics and the environment around us, like Abilene Hills and the Hollister recreation and tourism, and also trying to create economic development so we can have jobs in this community and let people live and work here in Hollister. Some of the upcoming meetings that we have right now on the policy options, we've had 5 GPAC meetings over the last 2 months talking about policy options, but we do have one final one that we would encourage you guys to come to. And that's going to be the following Tuesday after that, April 27th. And that's over Zoom. And you can register again on our website for that. And then we're also looking at a tentative date of May 6th for a Spanish language only workshop. If you know anyone who might be interested in the general plan who only speaks Spanish, we had some English language workshops back in March, and we're trying to set up a Spanish language only to really engage that side of the community as well, because we want to hear from everyone who lives here. And then following these meetings, we're going to go to the Planning Commission in late May to talk about policy options, and then also to the City Council near the end of June. And so there's still all these opportunities to comment on the policy options and take the survey and provide the city with what you want to see in this document. And that's really all I have to present to you guys. We just wanted to give you guys the opportunity to learn about the general plan and let you know that this is happening in your community, and that you have an opportunity to really engage and let us know what you want to see, because you guys are the future of the community. So with that, I'll be open to any questions that you have, and I can go ahead and end this. And Amber, if you wanted to add anything, please feel free. Thank you.
Yeah, just thank you for your presentation, by the way. It was really informational. For the meeting on April 27th, can you just reiterate what that meeting is going to be about?
Sure. So the April 27th meeting is, we're talking about a few, so these past 6 meetings that we had with the GPAC about policy options, there's about 24 total policy options and policy topics. And so this last one is going to be talking about climate change and our climate action plan, as well as our local hazard mitigation plan. So those are the remaining topics that we have to discuss with the public. As far as with our GPAC, with our General Plan Advisory Committee. But we're going to be talking about all of the policy options. So that includes housing and traffic and economic development and everything at that Planning Commission meeting, and also again at the City Council meeting. So there's still opportunities to talk about ones that we've already talked about with the GPAC, but we're talking about climate action plans and climate change at the next one.
That's awesome. I know it's been one of our biggest priorities so far as a reconvened youth committee. So thank you so much for that opportunity. I'm just curious, is like COVID relief included at all in that plan and economic recovery just from that? Or is that a separate thing that's not included in the plan? Because I know COVID came on kind of suddenly and has affected our community in a lot of ways.
Yeah, that's a great question. So COVID, we have one of our sub-consultants with PlaceWorks is actually Bay Area Economics, BAE, and they did a report on economic development. And one of the things that they did discuss in their, it's a market demand analysis, and that's available on the website as well, BAE's report. And we do talk about COVID and potentially like some economic development recovery strategies. The economic development policies are kind of specific and short-term as well as long-term. And so, but it's definitely a discussion that we're having and how that's going to affect the more near-term growth of the community.
Then if I can add really quickly, with the local hazard mitigation plan that we're also working on, what that document does is it helps prepare the city for any future incidents. So with the response to COVID-19, one of the things that we're going to be looking towards if a pandemic or something like this should happen in the future, how we can better address it.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. Are there any other questions or comments or anything? All right, well, thank you again so much for being here. Really informational, and it's really great to hear the community is being active and planning for the future, and it's great to hear. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you all.
All right, I think I'd like to return to new business item 1, guest speaker Rick Perez from District 1. Welcome, and thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. I was just sending Brett a message that I should have came on here before I ran for office. You guys are so, it's really encouraging to see that you guys at an early age are getting involved with your government, with your city, with your community, because Brett was saying earlier that, you know, I'm going to walk away feeling like with a warm feeling that our future is not doomed because we have you guys. So, so thank you guys, because you guys are what we are doing this for, because it's not necessarily, you'll find out that with government, not everything doesn't happen quick. So so what we're doing today is for you guys tomorrow. And what you guys do tomorrow is for your kids and my grandkids in the future. So that's really awesome. Yeah. So the reason I ran, you No, I think I've always, I have a 20-year-old son. I've always, since he was able to vote, took him and he voted. Um, we've worked for Francisco and the election process here at Dunn Park, many elections. But I don't know, it just got to a point in my life, it's like, it's not just important that we vote, because it is. It's very important that we vote and we get involved. But I think the real reason we get involved is because I didn't like every, let's see, how do I say this? On the national level, it's like, I don't like left and right and all these different sides. What I like is about dealing with quality people that care about where our future is going, whether it's as a local city or as a national or state level or on the national level. And I've been through a lot in my life. I've been through a lot of down the wrong roads and a lot of right roads too. And I think all those experiences have brought me to a place where I like who I am. I have integrity, I have character, and quite a character at times actually, but you know, and it's like, I wanted to give people a good choice to vote for. I've always been community orientated, involved in the community in many different aspects. This was just like the next step. And that's a lot later in my life than where you guys are at the beginning. It's like, it's an honor. It's a great responsibility. And when I see you guys getting involved like this, it makes it all worth it. Last year was really, during the election, was really interesting. I was not only able to vote with my son, I was able to vote with my son while he voted for me. And then he didn't vote for me. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know what else I can say that, but if you want to ask me some questions, I'm open to questions.
I guess a little bit more on the policy side. I'm just curious, like, what are some of the issues that are really important to you, and like some of the things in Hollister that you really want to help change?
I like I like to keep Hollister small. It is. I live, you know, on 7th Street, and I like the old downtown. It's a historic, not just downtown historic, but it's the historic residential downtown. It's nice, quaint, and everybody knows everybody. And I love that feeling. It's kind of like small town USA. And that's a really nice feeling. We're secure in our neighborhood. We hardly have any crime. So that's the core feeling I'd like to keep here in Hollister. But there's the realistic part. It's like, you know, we are going to grow. I mean, we are surrounded by growth around us, and it's going to affect us. And it's basically, how do we keep up with the state suggestions, the mandates, whether it's during COVID or SB 330 with the growth management, so to speak. It's like, how do we? It's a really intricate, everything's intertwined situation to try to balance out our roads, keeping jobs here, and keeping traffic to a minimum, and it's a lot more involved than I thought, because I never had one of these classes or these as a youth to take. So hopefully it doesn't scare you guys. It's probably going to actually incite you to be more involved. So basically, I like the growth to be managed. I don't like just growth. I look at it like when you're pruning a tree. You know, you prune it because it's going to grow, because you want it to grow the way you want it to grow. You don't just let it grow like a bush and it's all crazy, and pretty soon it's out of control. So with that, it's like I think part of our keys is to keep. There's many keys to unlock this box, and one of the keys is to bring in jobs to keep us off of 101, to keep us off of 25, to keep us locally, to bring in more sales tax, more revenue. Most of all, to keep people from having to spend time on a freeway instead of time with their families. That's the biggest thing. When I see a lack of parent involvement, not because the parents don't want to be there, but because they have to go out of town to sustain a living here. And that's so key to me, because helping your child to grow, being there for your children is what we need to be. Because you guys are, my son is my first mission in my life. And that's to make sure that he grows up to right. And I like to see every parent be in that position instead of being on the road. What other stuff were you talking about? Katie?
Oh, no, I was just curious, just in general, but that answered my question. Thank you.
And then I am for fairness too. You'll find out this during some of these meetings that are coming up, and maybe if you might have logged in and seen some of the meetings in the past, it's like, I'm always looking, it's not just my perspective. I was elected by my district, my constituents, and so I need to represent them, but I'm not just representing one group or 2 out of 3 or 2 out of 8 groups. I'm trying to have fairness and equality to everybody. I know what it's like to be odd man out, so to speak, to be left out while all the other groups are counted in. So, any other questions?
Chair, if you don't mind, I will also say that Councilmember Perez is very passionate about alleys and the parks within his district. So I will say is a very good thing.
With that, it's like, I don't know if anyone's busy Saturday, but we are doing a spring cleanup. We're going to clean up Hollister. We're going to start with my house, and then, oh no, just kidding. Then we're going to Daisy's house. We're going to fix her fence.
Please.
Yeah. But you know what? It is so neat to going out and doing these functions, these gatherings, it brings our community together. You know what? When I was raised, it's like, well, that was right before they made dirt. It was when I was raised. Anyways, I guess what I'm trying to say is, you know, when you work together side by side with somebody, it's like you create a bond, you know, and I think that's a great community bond that is an awesome thing when you go out there and you're picking up papers, and maybe you don't have to sweat digging a trench, but you know, just doing something positive with somebody builds a positive bond, and it takes, not only that, it cleans up my yard. So, but yeah, so I invite you guys to come on out. The other thing, what else? Parks. I think parks are very important. I think that not only work is important, but I work hard, but I play hard. And and then you need relaxation time too. You know, being able to stroll through downtown and it's looking better and better downtown. What else? You'll see me driving around with my dogs or walking my dogs, and they don't bite. But yeah, I think activities at our parks are really awesome. Like I said, I'm right here on 7th near Dunn Park, and the pickle courts, they'll be coming in pretty soon. But just to see all the people out there playing pickle, where did they come up with that name pickle? Does anybody know? No, nobody knows. How do you get pickle? I don't know. Anyways, but you know, it's really neat to see people my age and above, you know, out there exercising. Tennis, people out there playing tennis, just families out there enjoying the outdoor, the parks outside, you know, which brings up another issue, homelessness. You know, it's like, that's a real, it's a tragedy. It's a hard thing to deal with as elected officials, city staff. You know, a lot of them are hurting people, and they just need help. And hopefully they get to a point where they receive the help so we can help them change their situation. But in the meantime, how do you help somebody that doesn't want help today? And at the same time, keep it not just safe, but yeah, keeping it safe. And because everyone else has rights too. The homeless have rights. You know, I've been involved with different homeless ministries. But you know, there's the other side of the table too, which is what we have to look at as elected officials and staff, city staff, is it's not just the homeless having rights, it's the people across the street that have to open their front door, and do they let their little kids go outside and play? Because those guys some of them look scary. That's just the truth. You know, are they violent and dangerous? Who knows? But are you going to let your kid outside to find out? No. So there's a lot of tough issues out there. But you know what? That's the good thing about having a good city staff and being able to communicate on with fellow council members, city staff, other agencies. If you can have a good dialogue, we can get through anything. We can find answers for all these problems because the answers are there. We just haven't come up with them yet. So, anything else? Sorry, I'm so sorry I was late, but you know what? I was cooking a steak, actually, to tell the truth. And then it's like, oh, someone called me by the name of Brett and said, are you going to the meeting? So my steak is like sitting right in the, and it's like so good too. I know how to cook. So, but you know, if you guys ever have any questions for me, you know, my on the website, you can always call me. Even if I'm in a meeting or something, I always call everybody back, because whether it's someone complaining about their dog, complaining sidewalk, tree, or because they cut their tree and they got a ticket, or then I always just say, go talk to Brett. You know, it's one thing, one of my promises I made people is that if you call me or you write me an email, if you get a hold of me, I will meet with you. I will talk with you because you elected me here. I will get you an answer. Even if it's an answer you don't like, I will get you an answer. Because there's nothing worse than trying to find an answer and you don't get a call back. You don't get a return email. You don't get no response. It's very aggravating. And that's not why I was elected. So if you guys need something, get a hold of me. Any questions, any way I can help out with the council, Anything to do to support you guys is important. And I hate Zoom meetings, just for the record.
Yeah, thank you so much for your contributions to Hollister. I know I've seen how active you are in the community, even just around for events and stuff. And we really appreciate the support and you being here tonight. Communication is key, and opening that line is just really important. So thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah, just to add on what Kate said, it was great having you here, super inspirational, and we love having you. And it's great to see that city council members care about the youth. So thank you.
Oh, awesome. Oh, so what's your age range here? Can I turn this around and say, hey, how old is Robinson? And what do you like, Robinson? What's your passion in life?
I'm 14 and I don't really know exactly what my passion is right now.
Oh, cool. That's good that at least you're exploring. And what about you, Shane?
Wait, okay. I'm 14 and I like wrestling.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. It's really trippy. You guys, both of you guys are 14. I used to be 14 for a whole year. Yeah. And then I turned 15. Yeah. So I like to involve all kinds of different emotions. Yeah, I always tell my son, when you work, you can have fun, but you can't play. I have a problem with playing too much, but at least I tell him that. I like to, I just want to encourage you guys, because, you know, you're exploring different things. And a lot of times you don't know whether you like, I'm not a tomato person. I don't like tomatoes. I make a killer salsa, but eating a tomato, it's like, ugh. But you know what? I didn't know I didn't like a tomato until I tasted it. And then oysters and shellfish, I found out I'm allergic to that because my throat swells up and I get to go to the hospital. So, but you know what? By trying things out, you figure out, I don't like that. What about you, Eden? How old are you and what do you like doing?
Well, I'm 15 right now, and I mostly like doing a lot of art. So, you know, drawing, painting, stuff like that.
Are those all your drawings in the back there?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Can you do any Raider shields? Because I'm a big Raider fan.
Yeah, my dad's a big Raider fan too.
Oh, he must be a good guy. Sometimes. But awesome. And Katie, I know you, Katie. And Heidi, I know you a little bit, but you guys are awesome. You know, I look. You were right, Brett. That you know, I walk away and it's like there is hope. And because I know one of you's got to be a Raider fan, right? No. Oh my God! Now I'm gonna panic.
I don't watch football, so.
Oh,
My family is Raider fans, but I'm not really into sports, so I can't say.
okay. Well, you were raised right, at least. Just kidding. Yeah. But awesome. Anything else?
Well, thank you, Councilmember Perez. I'm sure they very much appreciate the meeting you and seeing what your beliefs are and policies, and that you inspired them to move forward.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for having me. And did you hear that? It's my steak. It's calling me. Gotta go.
That's okay. I already ate it for you.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. I'm sorry, Britt. Do I need a motion to move to the next?
No, you just would go. You just move on to the next one.
All right. Thank you. I'd like to move to old business and start off with our Sister City program. Is there any reports or new information regarding that?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I followed up with the Sister City program, And because it has been about a year since we last applied, they have a new portal and application system. So we would basically need to start over the process. And that's all that information she gave me. I have the link to it. And once we complete that, we just have that small invoice to pay and then look for what sister cities we want to join.
Just trying to get a feel for what everyone's thinking. Is this something that we want to continue pursuing and continue working on, or did we make a subcommittee last meeting for sister cities or no?
I believe during this meeting we were going to.
Okay, yeah, because I wasn't sure if I needed a
We were
motion.
going to find out what ad hoc committees and who wanted to be part of them.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, Kate, so this is the thing about you being the chair. You get the, usually get the pleasure of making the nomination, or you can allow the rest of the committee to make their motion of who wants to be on.
I would, I would definitely love to nominate myself. I've been working on this project since pre-COVID, and so I'd love to continue working on that and hopefully see it through. And then for the second or nomination, or whoever else would love to be a part, I'll leave that up to you guys, and support whoever wants to be on it, of course.
Well, I would like to second Kate's motion. I feel like she would do a very great job on the Sister City Program Committee.
Is there a motion for a second person, or is there a request to be a second person?
I don't, because I have a just a question, because I'm moving out of Hollister in like the next month. Like, so I don't want to know like what, like that, about that, like how, like I don't think I'm allowed to be part of the council anymore, right? Because I'm not
Yeah,
going to
once
be
you
living.
move, once you move out, you would probably not meet the requirements. So yeah, then you would not.
Yeah.
So
that's why I was
nominate you, but it's probably going to take longer than a month. So I would recommend somebody that was going to be on longer than a month.
That's why I was just trying to make sure that so other people could do it, because I will be here for a while.
Okay.
And just a question, how many committees or ad hoc committees are we allowed to be a part of?
I think it's unlimited.
Okay, cool.
I don't think, do you remember, Daisy, anything in the bylaws that said anything different?
No, I don't think there's anything written on there. Just keep in mind that there's probably about 4 ad hoc committees, which are the next following for the items that you'll see on the agenda.
And at least for a lot of our newer members, just as a chairperson, I would really appreciate it if everyone could at least sign up for one of them, because being on ad hoc committees, it's a lot more personal work, and it's a really great experience learning more about whatever different facets in the community. And so I would highly recommend it if all of you join at least one. Of course, you have multiple options. And so, yeah. With that, is anybody else, would anybody else like to be a part of the Sister Cities ad hoc committee?
I'll do it.
All right.
So then, Kate, you had asked, well, you had a motion and a second for you. How do you kind of made the motion? Maybe you would want to amend your motion to make the motion that it would be Kate and Eden to be on the committee, and then get a second that way.
Yeah, I moved to add Kate and Eden to the Sister City Program ad hoc committee.
Second that.
Okay. Then
we need to take a vote, correct?
Okay, so we'll move on to a roll call vote. Madam Vice Chair Andrade?
Yes.
Committee Member D'Alba?
Yes.
Committee member Johnson,
Yes.
Madam Chair Wilbur,
Yes.
and committee member Wilbur Shane.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. And I assume that Eden and I will meet with either Daisy or Brett later to talk about next steps for that. And
Yeah,
with,
I don't mind having you talk with Daisy.
all right. Yeah, I'm sure you have a lot. All right, so with that, I would like to move to old business item number 2, which is the Hollister Youth Committee social media. And is there more information on that, or?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. There was a request made to staff to bring this item. I know you guys were interested in looking into creating social media accounts. We can create another ad hoc committee. Brett, do you think maybe with the committee, we can probably create also some bylaws or rules on social media?
Yeah, you should have some kind of a social media policy. What you can probably do is, I believe we have one for the city, or we're supposed to have one. Daisy might be doing one for you and for the city if we don't have it. And, but yeah, you should have a policy that you approve and then have it take the council to approve also.
Okay, so do I just motion to approve?
Yeah, or yeah, you can ask, do I have a motion to approve to come up with a social media policy, have staff work on a social media policy?
All right, do I have a motion for staff to work on a social media policy?
Was so moved.
I will second.
In addition, are we creating the ad hoc committee as well today?
You probably do it in two things. You have one motion for a policy, once you then ask for a motion for, once you do a roll call for that, and then then somebody can do a motion for a subcommittee to be on the different subcommittees.
Okay, so
Do you believe, oh, you can go ahead.
okay, I was just gonna do the roll call vote for the creation of the policy, if that's okay. Okay. Madam Vice Chair Andrade,
Yes.
Committee Member Dialba,
Yes.
Committee Member Johnson,
Yes.
Madam Chair Wilbur,
Yes.
and Committee Member Wilbur.
Yes.
Okay, motion carried.
And then I'll ask for a second motion to approve the creation of an ad hoc committee for our social media.
Or you can just maybe, to make it a little bit simpler, you might want to find out who wants to be on the ad hoc committee, and then you can have somebody make the motion of the two people onto that subcommittee.
All right. Anybody who would like to be nominated for the ad hoc committee?
Oh, well, how long do you believe that it'll take for the social media account to be created? Because I can help with just the account being created or stuff like that. How long about that do you think it'll take?
And probably, it's however long as you want it to take. If you think you can done in a month, that'd be perfect. And then also if you have that desire, you can at least start for a month and get started. And then the next meeting, if you were to move out of town, and then Kate can ask for, we need somebody to replace you, and you can move forward at the next month. But at least you could get everything started with whoever is on the subcommittee with you.
And then I'll nominate myself for being part of the ad hoc committee for social media.
And then do we have a second person who would like to be nominated?
Yeah, I would also like to nominate myself to be part of the social media committee.
All right, and I motion for Committee Member Johnson and Committee Member Andrade to join the social media ad hoc committee. Can I get a second?
Well, you probably want to say it, probably should get somebody to say, I make a motion for the two different committee members, and then ask for a second for that, because you kind of have two individuals saying two different motions. So you probably want them together. So Councilmember Johnson, do you want to say I make the motion for myself and Councilmember Andrea to be on the ad hoc committee?
Yeah, I'll make a motion for myself and Andrade to be to join the ad hoc committee for social media.
Okay, now you would ask for a second.
Can I have a second?
Oh, no, sorry, Kate would ask for a second.
Okay.
Sorry, it's okay.
Can I get a second, please?
I will second.
Awesome. And then I think we do a roll call, correct?
Correct. There, now you got the rhythm going.
Okay. Madam Vice Chair Andrade,
Yes.
Committee Member Dialba.
Yep.
Committee Member Johnson,
Yes.
Madam Chair Wilbur,
Yes.
and Committee Member Wilbur.
Yes.
Okay, motion carried.
And with that, I'd like to move to our next motion of old business, styrofoam and straw ordinance.
Thank you. This was another item that was requested to be put on the agenda. For now, we don't have anything to report other than if the committee's interested in creating an ad hoc committee for this item.
Yes, I think we should also create an ad hoc committee for that as well. And I'd like to nominate committee member Andretti, I'm sorry, to the ad hoc committee. I know she was very open about wanting to be a part of that.
Is there a second person that would like to join?
Am I allowed to sign up for more than one?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll join them.
Okay, so you would ask for a motion to make the two of them.
All right, can I get a motion to approve Council Member De Alba and Council Member Andrade to the ad hoc committee?
I'll second it, or should I be first?
You want to? Yeah, you want to be first.
Okay,
You can just say I make that motion.
I'll make that motion.
Can I get a second, please? I can second it, right? All right, motion pass, or I think we have to do the motion. Sorry.
Okay. You'll get it.
Madam Vice Chair Andrade,
Yes.
Committee Member Dialba,
Yes.
Committee Member Johnson,
Yes.
Madam Chair Wilbur, and Committee Member Wilbur.
Yes.
Okay, motion carried.
I'd like to move to our next item of old business, our pet-friendly city.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We briefly discussed this on the previous meeting in regards to wanting to make downtown a little bit more pet-friendly. We've been doing some research and possible options that we can do, like a water refill station that's both for someone to fill out their water bottle and like a pet bowl on the bottom. Try to make it more than just allowing pets downtown. And we also would like to get your input. And if you guys are interested in creating an ad hoc committee, we could probably do a little bit more research on other possibilities to make downtown more pet friendly. City Manager Miller, would you like to add on this item?
Yeah, and it's more than just downtown. One of our council members has requested that we look into
All right, do we have any nominations to be part of the pet friendly ad hoc committee?
I'll join assignment. I nominate myself.
All right, do we have any other nominations? I'd like to nominate myself to also be a part of this committee.
Okay.
Can I get a motion to approve?
I move to confirm Kate and Shane to the Pet Friendly City Ad Hoc Committee.
Perfect. Do you have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, so we'll do a roll call vote. Madam Vice Chair Andrade,
Yes.
Committee Member Dialba,
Yes.
Committee Member Johnson,
Yes.
Madam Chair Wilbur,
Yes.
and Committee Member Wilbur.
Yes.
Okay, motion carried.
And with that, I'd like to move to our last item, goals and expectations.
Thank you. So the previous meeting, we had talked about a sheet that was sent out to you guys where you could write down maybe possible items that you would like to work on or goals that you may have. We had talked about having this opportunity to have you guys share possible goals you may have. So if the committee would like, Madam Chair, if you would like to see if the committee members are interested in sharing possible goals and expectations they may have.
Yes, please.
Daisy, you might just go by down, like kind of a roll call and ask each person if they have a goal or expectation they want to put on the list.
Okay. Give me 1 second, please. I think Committee Member Dialba is going to have to head out.
Oh.
So do we want to start with you, Madam Vice Chair Andrade?
I do not have anything. I think everything that I wanted to do has already been said in old business. So I will let you I will let you choose the next person to speak.
Okay, thank you. I'm not sure if Committee Member Dialba is probably going to head out, so we will probably move on to Committee Member Johnson.
Yeah, so I think what I said before was just the styrofoam, and that's really it. That's all that I had. So you can move on to the next person.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
just so everybody feels comfortable, I will say that's a pretty good goals of, you know, of projects to work for in this next year. So that don't feel uncomfortable if you don't have any additional items.
Madam Chair, did you have anything you'd like to share?
I don't know if it's considered a goal or it doesn't really, I don't know if it needs to be written down, but I'd love to see a little bit more community involvement with the youth committee and maybe different events that happen locally. I know I work also for the recreation department and we put on a lot of events through the year, and I'd love to see maybe, of course, when COVID's a little bit less prominent, I'd love to see more community. I'm so sorry.
It's Zoom.
Yeah, I just love to see more involvement with the youth committee and maybe some of the local events that happen in Hollister. I know we put on a lot of stuff for kids and for local youth, and so just more involvement, especially this coming summer, because I know recreation is planning a lot of different ideas and that sort of thing.
Would you want an item on the agenda that maybe talks about upcoming activities for the next month?
Actually, yeah, I think that would be really good. Just maybe like an update section where we can talk about stuff that's happening in Hollister that maybe you can get involved with or attend. Actually, I think that would be a really great idea.
Okay. Well, what I would ask for, do you have a consensus among the committee to have that on the agenda?
Yes.
Yeah, you don't have to do roll call. Just everybody either shake their head up and down or side to side. Okay, we have a consensus with, okay. Okay, we'll get that on the agenda.
Thank you so much.
Committee member Wilbur, did you have something that you'd like to add?
No, not right now.
Okay. And committee member Dialba, I don't know if you heard, we were discussing any other items that you would like to see that the committee can work on?
Well, I got nothing to say then.
Nothing?
Nope.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and what I would almost just kind of add with your, now that you have your ad hoc committees, what we'll do is have Daisy email you everybody's kind of like assignments or the committees, and then what you would want to do is kind of work between the two of you, each other, and work on how you're going to address the issues that you're working on. And you can always use staff to, if you have questions or need some kind of resources or help, just contact us. But we'll get you your contact information so that you can start working on your committees.
Thank you with that. And is there anything else on the agenda? I don't believe there's any department reports or youth committee reports. Is there anything else missing or we need to add, Daisy or Brett?
Yeah, I had a couple department reports.
Okay.
I just wanted to let you guys know on two events. I know Councilmember Perez kind of mentioned about there's a downtown spring cleanup / Earth Month that the HDA is hosting, and I believe there's other organizations that are going to be part as well. If you guys are interested, it's this Saturday. It's going to begin at 8:30 and until 11:30. And it is recommended, but you don't have to reserve a spot or anything, but they're going to be meeting in front of the Veterans Building. I know they're giving a little treat for like a lunch voucher if you're able to attend. So that's one of them. There's also going to be a ribbon cutting for the River Park Trail. I do not have the exact information on the time and date, but if the committee is interested, I can go ahead and I'll send that information once we have that.
Yeah, I believe that's supposed to be May 1st.
Okay.
So, but yeah, we can get that out for you if you want to attend.
And that's all the reports I have.
Thank you very much. And I think with that, I will ask for a motion to adjourn.
I'll motion that.
Can I get a second?
I'll second.
All right, and do we need to do a roll call for that?
You can basically say, the meeting's over with that one.
I think we have a consensus, so with that, I'd love to end the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. You did great.
Or is it still recording?